Well, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm laughing already because I'm looking at some of your comments. It is going to be a wild ride. Before we even get into anything, let me run my disclaimer and I'll be right back. All right, let's check in. How are you guys? I see several of you are having a tough day because life is lifing. I totally get that, Sarah. I hope you guys are ready for actual science. I hope you guys are ready for facts. And I don't even know how I want to prepare you guys for what we're about to see. I do want to start though with a content warning because fasting Jesus. Yeah, shout out to Dan. Shout out to DC. I just read Danny's comment. Hey, Danny. Shout out to DC for making the thumbnail. If you need a thumbnail designer or a graphic designer, give her a hire. She's amazing, and I have her information, or I have her channel linked in the video description. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, content warning before we even get started on any of the shenanigans that are about to ensue today, happen today. I don't know. We are going to be talking about obesity. We are going to be talking about chronic illness, food. We are going to be talking about manipulation, all different types of manipulation, and we are going to be talking about medical misinformation. So please know that if any of these topics are too heavy for you today, skip this one. I get it. Come back when you're able to digest it. And I get that. Take care of yourself always, always, always. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Erin Bees. I am an ACE certified personal trainer. I coach with evidence-based fitness and nutrition, not pseudoscience. I should have done some kind of a sound effect with that and done like a wink. That would have been pretty funny. I have been warning people for months about Eric Carraway and how he's heading down a very dangerous path with the information that he is sharing, his advice, his opinions, and in my opinion, how he's training people from what I've seen from his stories. Yikes. So today we're going to be breaking down why his content is not just ignorant, but also extremely harmful. If you guys are wanting to see what other types of videos I have everything in playlists. So I've got unethical influencers, fitness myths, and an anti-MLM playlist with a ton of videos. I think the last I checked, it was like 570 videos. I just found out that I have 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel. 1,000. Wild. Anyways, check out the video description, not just for information, but also for the playlists. And if you are wanting to contact me, whether you want to send me information, Zoom links, MLM, horror stories, whatever, this is how you can do it. Actually, I should point over here. Over here. You can click on that QR code and it takes you right to my website. That is listed in the video description as well, erinbees.com. And yeah, that's how you can contact me for pretty much everything, I guess. I'm going to pour my Dr. Pepper early because we have a lot to cover. I have a lot of screenshots. I'm going to, I have a lot to say. A lot to say. So we're going to do this really quickly. If you're a member, you should have a bubbles emote. I got a new straw too. I think I had this last week. So get ready. I hope you have your headphones on. And let's get going. The crack was aggressive in the best way. The bubbles, not so much, but hey, here we go. This is the best part, in my opinion. I need to pour, yeah, it's a good idea. I'm trying to not spill. Okay, I think. Oh, God. Not sponsored, but I would like to be. By Dr. Pepper. But speaking of sponsored, tonight's live stream is sponsored. And without further ado, let's hear from my sponsor, Debbie. Give me just 1 second to set this up. Oh, actually, I have to do this. Hold, please. This is new. Bear with me. Okay. And again, but from earlier today. Hey, guys. Aaron again, but from earlier today. Before we get into tonight's topic, I'm really excited to continue talking with you guys about the Debbie app. It's something that I've been sharing because I think it can genuinely help people make progress with their money and specifically debt payoff. Debbie is an app that helps you organize your finances, track your debt payoff specifically and with goals in mind, and see your progress step by step. Instead of feeling stuck or guessing what to do next, Debbie offers real insights and a clear plan so that you can pay off debt faster and also stay motivated. Nothing is more exciting than progress on a goal. It's like having a financial coach right in your pocket. And the best part, when you go to joindebbie.com/AaronBees, all lowercase, by the way, or you can scan the QR code that's on the screen right here. It'll take you straight to the sign up page and you'll get a $5 bonus to get started and instant access to tools that show you how to pay off your debt faster. I'll have the link pinned in the comments, so it's easy for you guys to find. And thank you again to Debbie for partnering with me on today's live stream. Now let's get back to the shenanigans, shall we? Speaking of shenanigans, so make sure you guys check out that. I keep pointing over here. Check out the QR code. I'll put the comment with the link and all of that in after all of this. We have enough to focus on. And again, thank you to Debbie for sponsoring today's live stream. I appreciate you guys so much, and go and check it out, you guys. All right. Shall we get into this? As I said in my ad read, let the shenanigans begin. Here is what you need to know. Several days ago, Eric Carraway, Kelsey Rae's fiance, started to rage bait online, because this is rage baiting. Not only is he factually incorrect, but this is rage baiting. And it started with this little number here. Obesity is not a disease. It's a choice, according to Eric Carraway. We'll get into his credentials here shortly. But I really feel like this is where he's showing his ignorance. He is certified through ISSA, or the International Sports Science Association, yet he says obesity is a choice. Girl, what? Let's be clear. The American Medical Association in 2013 and the World Health Organization both classify obesity as a chronic disease. Chronic disease means complex biology, hormones, environment, medications, and yeah, choices play a role, but it's not that simple. Eric has a history too of allegedly stealing men's health photos, or I should say testimonials, and passing them off as his own. And in my video from Monday, I do recall Kelsey Rae saying something like, oh, that's somebody that's evil. No, the evil is lying about, hey, this is my client that I have trained. And the internet is like, no, it's not. That belongs to Men's Health magazine. What do you mean? That's evil. Yeah. Anyways, he's also been known to post problematic content, such as this that we're seeing here. And now doubling down with this rage bait. And this is not the only example. Listen, if this is how he talks online, I can only imagine what he's telling his training clients, if he even has training clients, which why would you hire this guy? I can only imagine what his training sessions are like, what his programs look like. Unsafe, uninformed, and definitely not where I'd want to put my health or my money. Absolutely not. And I don't suggest you do that either. And let's not forget the irony. He lectures on neglect, as we'll see here shortly, while his own kids are often shown without seatbelts in the car, and only 2 are even going to some kind of a structured school. Maybe start, Eric, maybe start there before blaming obesity on choices. Maybe fix your own situation before you come for the internet trying to rage bait to beg people to become your clients. Or yeah, beg people to become your client. There it is. Yeah. Okay. So that's the first one. This is the second post. This one's infuriating. The other one was infuriating. This is infuriating as well. Medication does not cause weight gain. A food surplus and lack of movement does. You're misinformed. Speaking of misinformed. Okay. These are all pieces that we're going to see woven through these different types of content from Eric, but they are the same narrative. If you struggle with weight, Eric wants you to believe it's your fault. If medication has impacted your body, he says it doesn't. If you're managing a condition like PCOS, shout out to all you PCOS warriors, I know you're on here, he says it's your choice, that you are choosing that. That is a wild take. I'll explain why later. Stay tuned. This is not education. It's rage bait. And the kicker in all of this, in my opinion, is that he's not even defending himself in the comments. At the time that these were posted, no. He put them up there, and then Kelsey Rae was fighting tooth and nail in the comments while he hid behind her, which I find hilarious. Now, since then, he has said some things in the comments as people are rioting and calling him out, as they should. Imagine needing your fiance to be your PR department because you can't stand by your own words. Eric, you're the one with the credentials, right? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe that's temporary. I don't know. Wild. Okay, this is the last one that I want to show you guys, just so you can catch kind of the flavor of what he's doing here. This is another one that he put up. Weight isn't genetic, habits are. And passing them down to your kids is neglect. Maybe put your children in the car safely with a seatbelt and get them enrolled in school before you start doing whatever this is that you're doing, Eric, because this is so embarrassing. So embarrassing. What is the saying? Those in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Neglect, you say? Okay. All right. So anyways, that was 3 of the posts that I wanted to cover. And now we're going to talk about this reel that he put up. Hold on. I got to get the right setting here. So this is a reel that he posted. Give me 1 second. Figured I would make a reel as well to put the same kind of content in a different delivery system or whatever, however you want to word that. Okay. So let's watch this together. And I'll give you my commentary here in a second.
I figured I would make a follow-up video about the post that I made yesterday.
I'm going to put my headphones on now, actually, because, yeah. My favorite comment. Imagine being so loud and so wrong all at the same time. Couldn't be me. Could not be me. Oh, my God. Oh, God. I missed a couple of these, so I want to talk about it. Hey, DC, thank you so much. Also, shout out to you for the thumbnail. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Top tier chicken nugget behavior. Member for 41 months. That's absolutely wild. And then we have Lizzie, member for 8 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I feel like this is going to give the ick so bad. It is. It is. Appreciate you being a member. If you guys want to become a member and join us at the after party at the end of this, click the join button and I'll see you over there. This will redirect right to it. So yeah, as per usual, we have, for some reason, have to do this from the car. Yeah, this is going to be cringe inducing. Yes. Also, I don't like this color. I don't want the blue. Hold on. Let me change this. One moment, please. Yes, that's better. And yes, it's going to be cringy. Absolutely. And wrong and ignorant. Yeah, on his part. All right, back to the reel.
Stating that obesity is not a disease and it is driven by choices, and it's a choice. Because I stand firm with that. I believe that 100%. And here's why. And I don't say this.
Hey, Eric, just because you believe that does not make you right. Because that's not how science works. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Hi, Luna. Are you making an early appearance? She knows the shenanigans. Come here, baby. Come and say hi to everybody. Oh, hi, little girl. Look at her eyes match my shirt. Luna says hello to everybody, except for Eric and Kelsey Rae. So, yeah. Well, he is a certified personal trainer through ISSA for now. Oy. Does he really need a mic when he's so close, filming close to his phone? Not really. Here's the toe beans, everybody. Look at her making little air biscuits. Luna is only taking on so many people this month. She's only mentoring, because I see Sarah Pitcher said, Luna is my upline. Oh, hi, little girl. She's only mentoring 10 people this month, okay? It is October 1st. Happy October 1st. But, you know, only for the first 10. And then after that, just kidding. How you doing, baby? Mm-hmm. It reminds me of bro dudes on fake podcasts. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jill wants you to pick her. Can she be in your downline? Yes, welcome to spooky season. Now, I do have, side note, while we're hanging with Luna for a minute, I do have bats that I want to stick up on my wall, but I did not get to it today because I was prepping for this stream. So that will be coming. So just bear with me. Are you going to give him some biscuits? No? Okay. Thanks for hanging. Go and have some snacks, okay? All right. All right, where were we? Oh, yes. Ignorance. Got it. Kitty Chat, thank you so much for the gifted membership. I appreciate you. And also, when you become a member, we do have our own very special song that was given to us by DC. And I forgot what else I was going to say. Kitty Chat, thank you for the gifted membership. Appreciate you so much. Every time I have a new member that joins or a gifted membership, I always think, man, I should be in a tank top right now, because I did do shoulders today at the gym. I don't know if you saw my Instagram reel, but check it out if you want to see some lateral raises, which is one of my favorite exercises. Anyways, I'm all over the place. Let's get back to this. And welcome to the new member.
Slightly, as someone who's lived it, you know, I'm a recovering alcoholic, drug addict. I've been obese, 42% body fat. You know, I've overcome a lot of hardships in my life and gotten to where I'm at today by changing my lifestyle choices. And I understand that it's not the same.
Okay, but that's you, Eric. That's you. Just because you have gone through these things and just because you have chosen to do this does not mean that that applies to everybody. When we think that our situation is how other people are, or however you want to word that, that is where it gets people into trouble. We're all individuals. We all have different scenarios, situations. We all have different things happening with our body, specifically since we're talking about fitness. Some people have hypothyroidism. Some people have PCOS. There's a whole host of things, chronic illness, that can influence some of this. And he's trying to take his own personal experience and say, well, because I've been through this and I chose these things, that means that you guys are choosing to not do it. And that's just ignorant and wrong.
For everyone, and certain medical conditions can contribute to making it maybe a little more difficult, but when it comes down to it, statistically, it is driven by your lifestyle.
Are the statistics in the room with us? Also, what's your source for that? Hey, Eric, you may want to get something to write with, because I'm going to teach you how to actually cite sources and to bring statistics and data that are correct and not exaggerate in order to fearmonger people into trying to, or hoping to gain some personal training clients from it. Because what?
Choices, the food you eat, the movement you make. Obesity is, you're not obese because you have a medical condition. You are obese because of your lifestyle choices. And I say this because I do not want to live in a society where we lie to each other about why we're becoming so sick, why we're becoming so weak. And I don't want to take part in that. I want to take part in somebody that, you know, sees that and it's like, oh, wow, I actually have a choice. I have a choice to make a difference in my life, instead of being a slave to the system and feeling stuck and people telling you that you're stuck because you have this medical condition. That is not true. You are obese because of your lifestyle choices, not because you have a medical condition. And I'm not pointing judgment.
Yes, you are. That's exactly what you're doing, actually, which breaks the ISSA, or part of ISSA's Code of Ethics. We'll get to that later. I'm going to break down which parts of the Code of Ethics for ISSA that he is breaking with all of this content. So stay tuned to the end when I summarize all of that. And also, there's information to report him to ISSA, and I do suggest that you guys do that. And again, we'll talk about that a little bit later, because this is only going to get more wild.
I just want to speak my truth and tell people that they have a choice to better their lives, that they can gain power, that they can fight, that they can be strong. Having this mentality is caused so much weakness. And what's really another reason why I've really spoke on this is,
you know what's weak? If we're going to talk about weakness, Eric, when you have to fearmonger and say ignorant things in order to attempt to stay relevant on social media, gain followers or comments, views, or God forbid, pick up personal training clients through rage baiting. That's weak. That's real weak. Yeah.
because the rise in child obesity too, it's now past the 50% threshold.
Wrong. It's actually 19%, according to the. Hey, babe. Sorry, Mia just got home from school. I got distracted. Where was I? Oh, okay, he's saying that 50% of children are obese. Let me actually backtrack a little bit. Obesity is when he says obesity isn't a disease. Yes, it is. What he's doing here is classic rage bait formula. So saying something extremely wrong, cruel, disgusting, sit back, let the comments roll in, and then claim your backlash proves that you're right. But here's the reality. Obesity is influenced by genetics, hormones, environment, medications, and more. Pretending otherwise isn't tough love. It's arrogance wrapped in ignorance. That's what we're seeing from him. And let's not forget that this is the same guy who bragged about doing an over 100-hour fast. Yeah, I covered that. It's linked in the video description in the playlist. This is the last person anybody should be taking nutrition advice from, period. I'll get into the child obesity stuff. I got a little ahead of myself.
Meaning that now 50+% of kids are freaking obese. Like we got to get our shit together here. Like this is becoming a really big problem. And it starts with us taking accountability for our choices and doing better. Is it going to be hard? Yes, it's going to be hard. Nobody said it's going to be easy. And I have enough credibility and knowledge to speak on this. I'm very intellectual when it.
I had a tickle in my throat, so please excuse all this. You're very intellectual. Oh, that makes you an expert on the opinion. Look at my eyeball. Sorry, guys. Oh. You're very intellectual, so that makes you an expert on this topic. Bro, what?
Comes to, fitness, because I've not only helped myself, I've helped hundreds of people gain control of their life. And
oh, really? Then why do you have to allegedly steal testimonials from Men's Health magazine, and then when you get caught, Kelsey Rae has to defend you like, oh no, those people are just evil? No, Men's Health allegedly owns the rights to that picture. to those pictures. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Get, like, even with medical conditions, gain control of their life. But I'm speaking my truth in a sense of not judging, but I don't care to tell a lie that we're obese because we have medical conditions. It's a disease. No, it's directly driven statistically by our lifestyle choices, the food.
It is classified as a disease, a chronic disease, to be specific.
We eat, the movement, the sleep, all of that. So that's all I was doing, and I understand that a lot of you disagree, and that's okay. I don't mind if you disagree with me. It's not going to make me hate you or look at you different as an individual. We can agree to disagree.
Does anybody else think that the original Germany hat is like, do I want to call it a dog whistle? Well, I don't know it just seems out of place to me. Is it just me? Let me know in the comments.
That's all I was doing, was speaking my truth, and I still hold truth in that. So, yeah.
Plot twist. No truth was shared by Eric there. So, whoops. Okay, what do we have next? Now we're going to get into the Facebook Live. Let me clean up what I'm looking at here for just a second, so it makes it easier for me. Okay, we did that. All right, so that was his reel. And notice how he's just weaving in the same rhetoric, the same rage bait material in order to try to defend himself, try to lighten the blow from the blowback that he's getting in his comment section. My favorite, I think he posted this today or yesterday, was when he said something like, the goal is to go from 39,000 to 3,000 followers. Hey, Eric, why is that? Are people holding you accountable in the comments? Is it getting a little uncomfortable because people are probably providing sources, as I'm going to do tonight as I pick apart your Facebook Live that you did with Kelsey Rae? That probably is pretty uncomfortable because you're wrong and what you're doing is ignorant. So, yeah. All right, let's get into the live stream. Do I want to do this setup? Hold on.
I don't even have to, like, do
I did forget to actually blur out the child's face, so I apologize for that. Kelsey Rae's oldest shows up in this, so I'll try to figure out how I can do something about that.
Do an intro. What's up, guys? Hope you all are doing great. No, I don't need to.
That's just my life.
Yeah. Hope y'all are doing great. We're actually getting prepared for, we have a tropical storm coming, so we're getting.
I think the caption or the title of this on his Facebook is something like putting these captions to rest. What do you mean? what do you mean? What do you mean putting the captions to rest? Wow, you really served it up with this one.
Prepared for that. But also, I wanted to go live with clearing up these captions because I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, what is he talking about? He's going crazy. He's been hacked.
Bro, stop. We know you haven't been hacked.
I have not been hacked, by the way.
Yeah, we know.
What? Don't spell that?
Yeah, people actually think I'm being hacked. But I'm not hacked. I'm, over the course of my fitness career, helping people, myself, I feel like I need to step more boldly into what is actually happening because there is a freaking epidemic on.
Why do you have to do the dishes and have Kelsey Rae eating on this live? You couldn't possibly fit in this 23-minute live that you did somewhere else where you don't have the sink running or Kelsey Rae isn't eating. She shovels that stuff in her mouth. It can't possibly take that long to eat. On
our hands, literally, with our health. And people think that your doctors have your best interests and all this, and you're going to probably disagree, and that's okay. But you wouldn't be in the predicament that you're in if your doctor had your best interest. So I feel I need to boldly speak about that and be truthful with what's actually going on. Because a lot of people have said that I'm misinformed, that I'm not a doctor. And you're right, I'm not a doctor. I'm only a certified nutritionist who's helped hundreds of people actually lose weight.
hundreds of people, but it seems like you share the same 5 testimonials, one of which you allegedly stole from Men's Health magazine. So 4. Where's the rest of the testimonials? Are the testimonials in the room with us now? No? Got it. Listen, for my own curiosity, if you are somebody that has trained with him, and you know how I ask for occasionally MLM horror stories or even fitness horror stories, I still want to do a video on fitness horror stories. So if you have a fitness horror story with Eric Carraway and Kelsey Rae, or Kelsey Rae, who should not be training or giving nutrition advice, period. We'll talk about that in more depth here shortly. Go to my website. Go to my website, send me your story. This is the QR code for it. You can click on that. You can visit the link in my video description for my website, whichever is the easiest for you. Send me your fitness horror story. I know that they're out there. I know that he probably has hurt people. Yeah. And I want to hear your story. So if you have one, feel free to message me.
And get fit and break free of these chains of feeling just like locked down that you can't do anything with your health.
The chains of society.
Yeah, and it's not to rage bait or ruffle feathers, you know.
Yes, it is. Yes, it absolutely is. Because that's what these 2 knuckleheads do. I say knuckleheads in a fun, loving way. I don't mean that like disrespectfully, although I think it would be warranted in this case, but I don't mean it that way.
I care about each and every one of you very much deeply on, you know.
No, you don't, Eric. You just want people's money.
What you have going on, but I choose not to lie. I do not want to, you know, live in a society where we lie about, you know, and it's obesity in general. That's really the main topic. Because obesity is one of the most preventable things that you can actually do with your life.
Obesity is one of the things that you can prevent. I don't even know how he worded that. For some people, obesity is because of medications or chronic illnesses or things of that nature. So it's not going to get any better, you guys.
And it comes down to your lifestyle choices. It really does. And I don't want to tread lightly on it because it's something serious. It's something that I want my kids to grow up to, you know, break the cycle of addiction, break the cycle of careless eating habits, break the cycle.
I'm sorry. The irony is not lost on me where he's talking about careless eating habits when we have watched these 2, in my opinion, binge and restrict in a cyclic type pattern over and over again. The extended fast, the I'm getting back on track. The extended fast, the I'm getting back on track. I'm doing a 24-hour fast. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Remember when she was plant-based? Remember when she was some version of carnivore? Remember when fill in the blanks? You know, they are constantly binging and restricting. Now, they don't show the binging on camera, but in my opinion, from what they show us on social media, there's a very clear pattern of binging and restricting here. Yeah. Do not listen to these people if you're looking for nutrition advice.
Of, you know, laziness. I don't want that for my family. And I step into this and I want to be bold about it because there's somebody out there that's watching that's like, dang, you know, maybe I can make better choices. Maybe, you know, I'm not bound to the, you know, slavery of following a system that is literally got everyone in chains. Like, so many people are suffering.
And you're adding to their suffering by sharing misinformation, by shaming people and hoping that by you shaming them that they're going to take action and hire you as a coach. You are adding to the pain people are experiencing by the things that you're saying and doing online and hiding behind the credential. By holding some sort of credential, you are saying, hey, just like Danny said, you're bound to your code of ethics. You are breaking your code of ethics that you agreed to when you became an ISSA certified personal trainer earlier this year.
And they think that these doctors and all of these people have their best interests, that spew false information that just does not help you in any such way. It's only making you worse. So I feel like I needed to step into my boldness and speak my truth about that, because I genuinely want you all to succeed when it comes to your health and wellness.
Let's dissect the first caption that you made. And by the way, if you read those captions and you were a little taken back, you can drop a yes in the comments.
Oh, they're talking about the post, the text only post. They're calling it a caption. Got it.
But if you're like, nope, I understood and I agree, you can say agree in the comments. I know most people aren't going to speak up whether they agree or not. Especially if you do agree, you're probably not speaking up. You might not even like it. You might have some people you don't want to see.
And that's okay. But I don't mind that.
Let's dissect the first. I think it's important to bring context to what he was saying, because there's only so much you can say in one post. And yes, it was a very short, direct post, but I think that's important, because if you feel attacked or if you feel hurt, there's never something that's going to hurt. If something is wrong or false, it's typically not going to hurt your feelings, right? There's got to be.
What? What do you mean? Kelsey Rae, this sounds crazy. This sounds wild. I can't even repeat what she just said because it makes no sense. For two people that think that they're sharing something that is the truth to put out multiple pieces of content, trying to explain what they were saying and say, oh, well, if this impacts you, then, the truth shouldn't hurt. This, I can't even logic my way through what she is saying here. I'm trying, but I can't.
Some truth to that. And I think that sometimes you have to have a slap in the face or a bold statement to kind of wake you up so that you can.
Oh, and y'all are getting slapped in the face. Kelsey Rae and Eric, I'm talking to you because the comments on his posts and his videos, the pushback, the accountability, I'm here for it. Now, normally I would tell you guys, listen, don't go to his posts. I feel like in this situation, it's extremely important that we are calling out the misinformation. I think that that's important. So shout out to everybody that is calling him out on his own posts, because that is needed.
Understand exactly what he's saying. So bringing some context to that statement of obesity is not a disease. It is a choice. And a lot of you guys were taking it and running with it because you are like, well, nope, obesity is something that's wrong with me. Obesity, what he was saying is, obesity is not something that's necessarily wrong with people. It is what has happened based off of the choices that you have made leading up to this point. Now, do you have medical conditions that make it really hard for you to lose weight? Yes. Absolutely. And he didn't say that he disagrees with that. But is it impossible? No. I think that's the biggest common denominator with everyone who's getting upset. We're not saying that it's easy for you to lose the weight. We're saying that it is a choice that you have to make. And some people are like, well, I've been doing XYZ and I've been trying to lose weight and all this stuff. That's probably another big reason of why you need an actual personal trainer, because there's some things you're probably doing.
You just don't know.
This is not the personal trainer that anybody should be working with. I can only imagine his programs. I said this earlier. I'm going to say it again. I can only imagine how he is pushing his clients. I can only imagine how he is creating this dependency rather than empowering people to trust their bodies, to adjust the weights and things of that nature. I can only imagine the caloric intake he is coaching people to take in on a daily basis. It's giving, just 1,200 calories. Just take in 1,200 calories a day. Eat nothing but chicken, broccoli, and rice for the rest of your life, and you'll drop the weight. That is not sustainable. That is not sustainable for most people. And yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. These two have me so heated with their misinformation. It's unbelievable. These are the very types of people that others have listened to, not just these two, but these types of people, this type of misinformation. And this is not all of them, but several of my clients I'm not going to name them because that is not my place to do that. If they want to share, they can. But undoing this misinformation around nutrition is what I spend a lot of my time doing, obviously within my scope, with my clients. If you are looking to become a client, you can click on that QR code. It takes you right to my website. The damage that he is doing, that she is doing to people and their relationship with food, their relationship with exercise, their relationship with themselves, and understanding your body and what it needs and how to fuel it properly is immense. Yeah, I'll just say that.
Honestly,
Guys.
and a lot of people just don't. And if
You
you
have
say
no
you've done
idea.
everything in the world and you've done this and you've done
Danny has a cool story too, by the way. Danny, thank you for sharing this, was a personal training client of mine, and she decided to become a personal trainer through our work together and some of the things that she had going on in her life. So I think that is really cool. I think that's really cool. I'm really proud of you, Danny.
that, and maybe you've tried it on your own, I'm
Tell
telling you,
all.
you've done it wrong.
When Eric taught me how to count my calories, I was in shock. And number one, how many calories I was actually consuming, thinking, well, I'm not really eating that much food, right? You pick here and you pick there and you eat small meals, or maybe you eat once a day. And the realization that I had on the amount of wrong foods that I was eating, the lack of food that I was eating, the lack of protein I was consuming,
Lack
it's
of
astonishing.
nutrients. Well, what's really astonishing
hinder your
is,
fat loss.
is we actually live in a society where we have to do that in America. Unfortunately, America is like, we're the only country where people are too fat. Literally, everywhere else, everyone's starving. So
That's not true, actually. Like at all. What in the fear mongering is happening?
we live in a society, and then we complain about being overweight for, other reasons than our lifestyle choices, which is not fair to other people at all. So we live in a society where we have access to just poisonous food. And you do have to be educated in the fact that you have to understand how many calories you're consuming and, what your macros should look like, because our food is not food.
What? Okay, listen, let's go back just a little bit. When he and she were saying that obesity is a choice, trying to reiterate what they were saying, trying to defend themselves, fighting for their life in this, both the AMA and the World Health Organization classify obesity as a chronic disease. That's not my opinion. That's established science. Genes, hormones, medications, and environment all play a role in it. Saying it's just a choice is privileged, uninformed, and absolutely disgusting. America, okay. He says America is fat and that food is poison. He just said that. First of all, obesity is not just an American problem. The World Obesity Atlas 2023 projects that by 2035, over half of the global population will be living with overweight or obesity. This is worldwide, and food is not poison. Demonizing food fuels eating disorders, which we've come to expect from these two, in my opinion, right? Demonizing food, the disordered eating habits, the binging, the restricting, all of that. If he's going to talk about brownie and chicken here in a second separately, as examples of like a good food and a bad food, I do not label food as good or bad. All food is good food. All food is great food. A brownie isn't poison. Chicken is not magic. Balance matters more than extremes. And as somebody that is in a calorie deficit and has been for several months, since mid-June or so, all foods can fit in a calorie deficit. Yeah, all foods can fit in a calorie deficit. If your goal is weight loss, not everybody wants to lose weight. Some people are happy with their body. Some people are happy with where they're at. Some people actually want to gain weight. Okay. Anyways, no such thing as good and bad foods. Okay. All things in moderation. And what I always say is have what you want and add what you need.
It sucks that we live somewhere where you have to do that, but it's come to that where you actually have to be educated to break free of this. And I don't only speak for myself. Like, I've helped so many people drop like 40, 45 to even 100 pounds and change their life, even with health conditions or, you know, taking medications.
What health conditions? What medications? Because earlier you were saying obesity is a choice, but now you're saying, oh, I've helped people lose weight, even though there are medications, even though. Is it just me, or is he trying to tap dance his way from that hard line of obesity as a choice? It feels like he's trying to like, oh no, you can do this. It's just a little bit harder. It just seems odd to me. It seems weird to me. And I don't know if it's just me. He has helped nobody. Can you imagine watching your parents talk to the phone like this? I mean, my kids used to when I was in MLM, unfortunately.
Because back to my statement of it's your choices when it comes to obesity, it's led to that. It has.
Let me give you an example.
You've just ate lifelessly, and it's not your fault. I'm not saying, and I'm not pointing judgment that it's your fault. You're just misinformed and you're uneducated on what you're actually supposed to do. So you're lifelessly eating, you're following all these, like, you're following doctor's orders, that kind of makes me infuriated because
your money.
They do. They just want your money, and they just want to give you a quick fix and then send you on your way with medication. You know, a lot of, you know, what these medical conditions that we have that aren't birth, like my mom has muscular dystrophy.
Okay, wait. Hold on. You're going to villainize modern medicine? Why? So that they believe you instead of their doctor? What? This seems like a familiar social media strategy. And I don't think it worked out well, unfortunately. This is really alarming. Listen, many things can be true at one time. Is medical care in the United States perfect? No. Could it be improved? Absolutely, it could. Everything can be improved. But also, we can acknowledge that when it comes to evidence-based research and information, that doctors and just medical professionals are going off of the best information that they have right now. What he's doing is trying to villainize modern medicine so people will trust him instead of their doctor. And also, if you feel like your medical professional isn't listening to you and you're able to get a second opinion from somebody, or if you're somebody that doesn't feel comfortable advocating for yourself, or you just have trouble advocating for yourself, take somebody with you to the doctor. But please, guys, do not take his advice when it comes to your health, when he's using nothing but fear-mongering and conspiracy theories that we'll see, misinformation, shame, judgment, and a whole host of other things. Please listen to medical professionals. Please, I beg of you.
Like, she's fully disabled and she can't walk. She has a neurological disease. So, like, yes, she'll never be able to walk again because that medical condition hinders her. But when it comes to something that is preventable, like obesity.
I mean, so that's not a choice for her. I mean, we know that that's not a choice, but if he's saying that obesity is a choice, and I don't know if his mom is considered obese, I have no idea. That's not what this live stream is about, but I'm just trying to take what he said and say, does it apply here? Because he's saying that his mom has a neurological disorder where she can't walk. But from his previous posts and things, obesity is a choice. So does that apply here, or does that only apply to certain people?
You very much can prevent that, and you can prevent. A lot of people say, like, I didn't choose to have PCOS. Well, your decisions and your like choices that you unfortunately led you to a point of you having that.
What? You really think people with PCOS chose to have PCOS? Polycystic ovary syndrome affects 1 in 10 women of reproductive age, according to the Office on Women's Health. It's an endocrine disorder. Choices don't cause that. Blaming people with PCOS is not only wrong, it's cruel. Imagine this coming from a guy. What do you mean people chose to have PCOS? Let me know, chat. Hey, did any of you with PCOS say, you know what? I'm going to choose to have PCOS? Absolutely not. What do you mean? I can't even believe that he says this stuff. Nobody with any kind of chronic illness is going to choose to have that. They're trying to do the best that they can to get through their day. And here you are on the internet as an ISSA certified personal trainer saying people chose PCOS. God, yeah, spoken like somebody who's never had a uterus. Yeah. My God.
By not taking care of your nutrition. And that's the hard truth. But what I'm trying to do is reframe it to where you think like, dang, okay, well.
Oh, you're trying to reframe it so you don't get as much blowback as you're getting. It's not working. People didn't choose PCOS. What do you mean?
If that's the case, maybe you do have a choice. You have a choice to live a healthier lifestyle, lose the weight. What were you going to say? I thought you were going to say something. But just live a healthier lifestyle and break free of this, like, guilt and shame that you're stuck because if you're stuck on these medications. That's not the case at all, guys. It's not.
Some people taking medication has saved their life, and they should continue taking that medication under the direction of their doctor. You lumping all medications as, oh, you know, you can get off of this. We're not talking about like high blood pressure medications that you can manage slowly over time through lifestyle choices. I mean, there is still a genetic component to that, to high blood pressure and things of that nature. But some medications people need to be on for the rest of their life because it is saving their life. I'm not going to elaborate on that, but you guys know what I'm saying. This is very dangerous rhetoric to be this vague and general when we're talking about medication.
So we made these like dates. Sorry, I keep cutting that off because.
No, you're good. I'm trying to wash dishes, guys.
That looks dry as hell.
These are like they're date brownies and they taste amazing, but this is an example, okay? This is an example of a choice you can make. A lot of the times you'll see on social media that and I'll give you an example. The past week I've been eating.
Still waiting on this example. Still waiting. Also, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Do not take nutrition advice, especially from Kelsey Rae. From Eric, but especially from Kelsey Rae. Not qualified. She has no idea what she's talking about. I was trying to think of how to explain this because it almost seems like she uses Eric's credentials and it's like, oh, well, I'm covered because he has the credentials. No, he has the credentials. He's still wrong with what he's saying. He's still disgusting with what he's saying. But it's like she's trying to like, oh, he's got the credentials, so that's going to transfer over to me too. That's not how that works. My husband cannot talk about nutrition. My husband cannot talk about fitness. He can't give people advice on what kind of program they should be doing, how they should be lifting, which exercises they should be doing, because he doesn't have the credentials. They don't just get transferred to your partner because they're your partner. That is so weird. I don't know if y'all have noticed that, but it is so weird to me. Hopefully that's coming soon. We'll talk about that shortly.
These chicken dinners, and they are great macros. Okay, well, I guess they're not great macros. They're great calories. Okay, low calorie, high protein. But there's a lot of other ingredients in them, and I can tell that it's affecting me emotionally. And when you are affected emotionally based off the ingredients you're consuming,
therapy. Kelsey Rae, therapy. You have, in my opinion, the most atrocious relationship with food. And I think that's why we see what we're seeing. And again, that is just my opinion. But giving nutrition advice like it's the latest funnel, You know, the latest sales funnel. Oh, we're going to do this 6-week shred, this couples shred. Oh, we're going to give marriage advice. First of all, y'all aren't even married to be giving marriage advice. Disrespectfully, with my entire chest, sit down after being married for 20 years. Please stop. Do not take these people's advice.
You can make even worse choices. And it is a constant battle. I think it's really important for you to understand that it's not supposed to be easy and it's not supposed to be a straight line to success. But the first step is awareness and understanding that, like,
I do agree with the first step is awareness. I think that that's important. Awareness in what you're eating, awareness in how to build a complete plate, awareness in why you are filling half of your plate with fruits and vegetables, why you're putting that certain amount of protein and carbs and healthy fats. I think that that type of awareness and education for yourself is extremely important. However, these people should not be trusted. Just from what we see on social media, it's wild. That's probably the only thing that I'm going to agree with her on, and I stopped her mid-sentence. So I'm not responsible, or I don't agree with what's coming next. I just agree with that one little point.
The way that your body looks, the amount of fat versus muscle in your body, 100% comes from calories in versus calories out. And how can you work together with somebody to create a plan for yourself that's going to actually work versus listening to your doctor? Your doctor is there to make money off of you. Your doctor is not in health and wellness.
They're to numb. You're there to get numbed. You're not there to actually have a solution. And that's a lot of societies. Like, there's actual, you can either just kind of live in this gray area of like, okay, I can't get from A to B because I have this. Like, having that kind of like negative, pessimist type.
Do you say that to your mom who when she's having trouble walking can't get from point A to point B? Do you say the same thing to her? This is such a disgusting take.
Of mindset will never break you free of being truly happy and successful with yourself when you think like that. And that, it's hard. I get it. I've been there. It took everything I had to, stop drinking alcohol, stop taking hydrocodone, move into not only.
How's that kratom treating you? I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable. I'm not laughing because like, gotcha. I'm laughing because I'm like, these people are giving advice when they've done these extended fasts, when they've done, and we could list a whole host of things that they have said and done online. Kratom being one of them. And we're supposed to trust your advice. How is he maintaining this certification through ISSA? That's wild, man. That's wild.
Bettering my health and my fitness, but stepping more into my faith. And I'm learning every day to be a better person, and I don't point judgment at you.
You need to try harder because you're not doing very well. You're being very judgy. You're shaming people. And yeah, Monica, we're going to talk about how to report him. I have all of that information ready for you guys. I definitely suggest you guys do that. I do want to touch on the medications causing, or him saying medications don't cause weight gain, because that's false. First of all, the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism 2017 confirms medications like antidepressants, antipsychotics, insulin, and even corticosteroids can cause weight changes. If you notice that you're taking a medication or you are looking at the side effects and you're concerned about weight gain or any of those things, talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor. Don't listen to these people. The last person that you should be listening to when it comes to your health and wellness, and specifically medications, is somebody that's cosplaying an influencer, that's a certified personal trainer, and their hot takes trying to rage bait their audience. That's not somebody you should be listening to, because what the hell?
And I want y'all to know that. I care about y'all deeply and I want y'all to succeed. But I'm tired of everyone, like, people telling people it's okay to be where you're at because you're on certain medications and you're just going to be like that. Like, how are we going to break free?
That's not love.
That's not love.
The Bible says it specifically. If you love someone,
Girl, sit down with your Bible talk. Listen, all beliefs or lack thereof will always be welcome here. But I can just imagine how infuriated the Christians are. The Bible says that's not love. Okay. All right.
You must tell them the truth. And the truth hurts sometimes.
And I want to tell you all the truth, and I want you all to be successful with your fitness goals, and know that there is a way. It's not like, you know, you're stuck where you're at forever because I'm like this. You'll never succeed. And I just, you know. And then also to add with that, like I did say, medications don't cause weight gain, because directly medications don't cause weight gain. But what they do...
What is your source on that? Think about all the different types of medication that there are available to be prescribed to you by a doctor. And to make such a blanket statement and say, no medication, which is essentially what he's saying, no medication causes weight gain. It's calories in versus calories out. Well, that's a part of it, but that's not the main story. And that's where he's getting this incorrect. You know? Oh my God.
Is they can increase your appetite. They can lower your metabolism, your BMR, in certain aspects to where, you know, it's harder to burn calories and you have more cravings. But don't we live in a world of temptation? Like I walk in the grocery store, there's sweets everywhere. Like I am so bound to...
Oh yeah, we know. We see you romanticizing, fantasizing donuts all the time. Listen, have a donut. Have a donut. Enjoy it. Unless there's like food allergies in play and you're allergic to something in the donut, or your doctor has said, hey, let's cut back on the carbs because maybe you have diabetes. Have the donut. Enjoy it. Here's the thing, in my opinion, and the way that I coach my clients is that if you want to have something, and you'll hear me say this all the time, have what you want, add what you need. If you want a donut, have the donut. But what can you add to that to make it a more well-rounded snack rather than just having the donut, which probably also has some fat in it? Can you also pair that with some protein? You know, have what you want, add what you need. When you are not being restrictive and allowing yourself to have the things that sound good and adding what you need to balance that snack or balance that meal, you're going to be less likely to binge or restrict. Well, binge specifically. So have what you want and add what you need. Obviously, if your doctor has told you to modify what you are taking in, or a registered dietitian has asked you to modify certain things for, allergies or things of that nature, obviously listen to them. But have what you want, add what you need. These two could never.
Just be like, oh, I can eat that, but I have a choice and I have a decision to make better because I know how I'm going to feel and I know it's going to get me to my goal. So we all struggle with this. So if you're on these medications, find a nutritional coach or find a plan where you could eat better while curing your cravings and understand where your BMR is.
Oh God. Okay, before we get into this, please do not trust when you come across influencers online on social media and they are selling you a meal plan. Didn't we learn, what was her name? I can't think of her name. Brittany Dawn. Didn't we learn from Brittany Dawn? You know who you should be getting a meal plan from? A registered dietitian, because they're the ones that are qualified to do that. Yeah. Certified personal trainers are not. Nutritionists in the state of South Carolina are not. So my husband is calling. Why is he calling? I'll text him. Okay.
A good indicator to understand where your BMR is like if you got Hashimoto's and you have, PCOS. I usually do it's good to do 30% variance from your actual BMR, because yes, it lowers your metabolism. So if you're around I don't know, your basal metabolic rate's 1800, times that by 0.30 and then subtract that number from 1800, and then that's where you should live at for your BMR, and then figure out your...
Oh my God. No, he did not. You're subtracting from your BMR. First of all, let's talk hold Hold on. I have to text my husband. I'm on a stream. Rioting, about to riot. We need to talk about BMR. Okay. Subtracting 30% from BMR. I cannot. This is not coaching. This is starvation. Oh, let me get it together. Okay. Your BMR is your basic metabolic rate. And it is designed to allow your body to live, to allow you to live. It is the amount of calories that your body burns just functioning at complete rest. So that doesn't account for activity. That doesn't account for, daily steps or any of that. It doesn't account for any of that. Hang on one second. Hi, babe.
Can you tell Gavin to turn his guitar down because I can peel my eyeballs out and just hear in the same riff?
Yes, I will. I'll text him because I'm on a live stream, okay?
Okay.
Don't say anything wild.
No, I've asked him to turn it down 3 times and he thinks I'm stupid, so he just doesn't turn it down and leaves it the same damn volume.
Okay, I'm texting him right now.
Okay.
You're welcome. Can you please turn your guitar down? Okay. This is my life. This is my household. Okay, so BMR is the amount of calories your body needs to just function and stay alive at rest. It's not accounting for activity. It's not accounting for, just daily steps, life, living, any of that. It's strictly the calories your body needs to continue to operate in order to survive. What he has just said here is you take that very bare minimum amount of calories and you subtract 30%. Remember when I said earlier, I just know this guy coaches people to eat 1,200 calories a day and eat nothing but chicken, broccoli, and rice? This is a perfect example. If you are trying to be in a calorie deficit, okay, listen. In order for you to be in a calorie deficit, if your goal is to lose weight, you have to know what your maintenance calories are first. So maintenance calories are the amount of calories that maintains your activity, where you're sleeping fantastic, your mood is great, you're performing well in your workouts, and you're not losing weight. You're maintaining your weight. In order for you to be put into a proper calorie deficit, you've got to know your maintenance calories, which means you have to track and you have to weigh. I only suggest weighing once a week if this is your goal. If this is not your goal, don't worry about it. You would take that calorie deficit from your maintenance goals, not the bare minimum of calories that it takes for your body to function. What you're doing is you are putting yourself, if you follow his advice, into an extreme calorie deficit. And I saw, I think it was Ellie Queen said, it's giving Optavia. That's 100% giving Optavia. Think about this. Optavia puts people in their 5 and 1, and that's 800 to 1,000 calories. Going by his example, if your BMR is 1,800 calories and you're only eating 800 to 1,000 calories a day, you are in a very extreme calorie deficit. And what happens at that point is your body is going to break down muscle and all kinds of things in order to provide the nutrients that it needs to bring your BMR or bring your calorie intake back to your BMR, your bare minimum of calories your body needs to exist. I hope that makes sense. Also, nothing against chicken, broccoli, and rice. That was just used as an example because how very gym bro of him, Oh my God. So if you're somebody that wants to lose weight, if you're somebody that wants to gain weight, you've got to know your maintenance calories first. Identify that, track for, a few weeks to a month, watch what your body does. If you're somebody that has a cycle, watch what it does during your cycle. It's going to fluctuate. Your body is meant to fluctuate anyways. Weigh yourself once a week. If you want to maintain your weight, cool. Eat at maintenance. Eat at your maintenance calories. If you are somebody that wants to gain weight, okay, put yourself into a surplus. you know, 100, 200, 250, depending on how much weight you're wanting to gain. Eat in a surplus above your maintenance calories. If you're somebody that wants to lose weight, you go into a calorie deficit, but that is based on where your maintenance calories are, not at your BMR. You're starving your body of what it needs to function at rest. I can't stress how dangerous this is. I cannot stress how disgusting this is. I cannot imagine what he is telling his clients if he is getting on Beyonce's internet and saying this with his entire chest. Oh my God. Ugh. Okay. I didn't even look at my notes. We're just going to keep it moving.
Your TDEE, which is your total. Nobody's going to actually follow this. Like, I'm actually giving solutions and nobody cares. But
I didn't even think that way.
But I guarantee. But like, once you figure that out, then do your TDEE, which is your total daily expenditure. Which that's how many calories. Like, if you're moving, you're exercising. Once you understand how to do that, then you're going to add that onto your BMR, and then subtract like 500 calories from that, and that's how many calories you should eat daily. If you didn't understand that, you could message me and I can help you figure that out.
Please don't message him and ask him about this. I taking 30% off of your BMR is making me want to rage. That is so dangerous.
I have something that you guys should pay attention. If your doctor, the person that you go to for your health, if your doctor is overweight, why would you ever take advice from them?
Oh, I can answer that. Because they have the credentials, they have the education, they have the experience, they have gone through all kinds of training to be a doctor. And let me just play the video. I want to throw stuff right now. I want to throw things.
Why would you not? Some of y'all are like, are you a doctor? Look at him.
I don't need to be. Well, it's not
You
only
don't
me.
have to be a doctor.
If you, Brandon's correct.
You do have to be a doctor in order to practice medicine, specifically to advise people on the medications they're taking, prescribed medications. You do have to have credentials. Even in the state of South Carolina, you have to have credentials in order to prescribe meal plans and things of that nature. Okay.
What's up, dude? And it's not only my success. Like, many of you might not know, but I've helped so many people break the chains of.
I think I said basic metabolic rate. I meant basal. So I apologize if that came out in my fit of rage incorrectly. That's my bad.
Being stuck while having medical conditions, while being on medication, and actually gaining control of their life. Like,
Mommy.
Yes, I'm an example, but
An example of disordered eating, in my opinion.
the system works. Like, if you know, it just blows my mind. I love it, dude. Dude, that's actually really cool.
At the end,
They posted this publicly. My bad on not blurring his face out. That's on me. They posted this publicly. So I'm going to skip forward just a little bit. We may skip over some things, but I don't want to have his child or her child in here. So give me just a second. Okay. We may have skipped over a little bit, but
Oh!
ew, no, Cal.
But I thought I would go live with that and just clear the air. I know I've had a lot of people unfollow me, which is okay. I want to speak my truth when it comes to this.
You've had a lot of people unfollow you?
Kimberly, doctors are legal drug dealers. I agree. Like, this person said they basically are.
They are.
I'm sorry. Did you just call doctors legal drug dealers?
Thank you. Amen. Somebody who agrees. I mean,
But she's- wait,
isn't it
but
crazy?
can you
One
click the
person
see-
out of.
Can you click to see more? She said she still disagrees, but it's okay. Just
Oh,
read it.
I still disagree that you can control changes that medications create.
You can. But you telling yourself
the mindset.
is that you can't. But have you actually have a solid solution to get from A to B?
Yeah, let me
or
help
are
you.
you just saying that? Like, have you actually had someone correct you on what you should be doing, and have you followed through with it consistently for a extended period of time? That's a really crucial part of this. Is actually knowing what to do, because if you just don't know what to do, you don't know what you don't know. And a
Oh
lot of
my
us don't
God.
know. because we live in a sick world. Like I said on that video I made, like breaking the threshold for 50% of 50+% of kids now, kids, not adults, our children, our kids that we're raising are becoming obese.
Look at Kelsey Rae's son. Good for you. Good for you.
And sick.
Okay.
Diabetes. Oh, that is
Wait,
not.
Yeah, we can get this.
I can understand, yes, there are some genetical,
Did you just say genetical? Okay, so he's making the claim that half of kids are obese, which is incorrect. The CDC reports that 19.7% of US children ages 2 to 19 had obesity in 2020. Now, that's concerning, but it's nowhere near 50%. What he's doing here is inflating stats in order to fearmonger and trying to push people to him as their trainer. Oh, hate it. Genetical. I feel like this needs to be a new thing. Remember, like from back in the day with Brooke Banks, and she said what did she say? It's pancreatitis, but she said pancreatitis or something. I feel like genetical needs to be a thing. Guys, it's genetical. It's genetical. Also, hey, Chelsea. Genetical needs to be a thing. Yeah. But is it vegan free? Genetical period, comma. Pancreatitis. That's what it was.
genetics that play a part in passing that over. Yes, you may, your kid may have some hormonal deficient, stuff like that could play a part. Yes, I agree. But it's not the end of there's a solution for that. Looking at it as there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, we're not going to do it. But statistically, 85% of obesity is resolved through nutritional changes and lifestyle changes.
And instead of asking if he's a doctor or what his credentials are, what are your credentials to say otherwise?
They're not online spreading misinformation, trying to take people's money. It's not their responsibility to say, oh, these are my credentials, because they're not the ones doing this. You and Eric are the ones doing this, Kelsey Rae. So it's your responsibility to speak within those credentials. That is why the ISSA has a code of ethics. That's why there's a code of ethics and rules of engagement, if you will, for every type of credential, because of scenarios like this. God, she thought she did something there too. Oh, well, instead of asking what he is, or if he's a doctor, or his credentials, what are yours? Girl, it's giving, I know you are, but what am I? That's weird.
What credentials do
yes,
you
Kimberly,
have?
I agree. Our country does have the...
Well, I'm a certified personal trainer through ACE. I always will speak within, my scope of practice. I am getting ready to become a fitness nutrition specialist as well through ACE, and also have some other courses planned in the future in order to expand on that nutrition. Thanks for asking, Kelsey Rae, even though she wasn't asking me. Also, look at this pause story. What do you think she's thinking? Pause story. When you have to buy to 1 million followers because people unfollow you, but you got to maintain the appearance on social media. You know what I mean? Yikes. Yeah. Also, she has 0 credentials. None. Oh, wait, maybe she bought the keto course through Pruvit, the $1,000 keto course that allowed them to unlock another part of their compensation plan, which I think, just in my opinion, I think Brian Underwood and Pruvit changed that so that they didn't have to pay Michael Rutherford. That's just my opinion, though. Anyways. Oh, God. Yeah, he was drinking a ginger ale. A lot of sugar in that, which is fine. He's a kid. But with how these two talk about nutrition, how is that okay? Oh, but 50% of children are overweight. Actually, it's 19.7% according to the CDC, Eric. But try again while your kid is drinking full sugar ginger ale. Freaking weird, dude. Oh my God. Thank you so much for the gifted membership. I appreciate you and welcome to the new member. Let us know in the comments who got it because I can't see it on StreamYard. I have to go to YouTube to see it, but welcome and thank you, Zipper Bell. Let's do the windshield wipers for DC. Oh man, her face says, I think I'm making a point. She thought she ate with that comment. She did not. Nope. Oh, she did. She's a certified ketone coach or something. That tracks. Pause story. Trust me, bro. Oh, David, that's cool. Welcome. That's awesome. I needed an upbeat from this nonsense. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the support.
It has the worst food, and I was talking about that earlier because I feel so bad we live in a society like in America where we actually have to count our calories. We actually have to be weary of what we're putting into our mouth because big pharma, or I don't even know if I can say that, these big companies that are linked to the government are
What in the conspiracy pipeline is happening here?
making everyone sick, and there's a reason for that. A weak society could not thrive.
Oh my God! It feels like
A weak society
That's
is
so
easy to
gross.
control.
You're getting
A weak
dirty.
society is,
Yes.
they can make money off you. And I don't want y'all to be weak. I want y'all to be strong and understand that you can make a change in your life and you can do good.
Can
So
I sing them the President song?
sing it, bro.
Okay, we're going to fast forward because I don't want his child in. Give me just a second. Okay. All right. May have skipped over some things. Just bear with me.
Yes, I just genuinely care about y'all. And I know these statements that I'm making are triggering some people, and I'm not.
No,
here to
they're
trigger
wrong.
you. I'm just speaking my truth.
They're incorrect. It's not triggering people. You're just incorrect. You're spreading misinformation. That's what this is. Big companies like MLMs that lack any regulation. Rachel, how dare you use logic? Everybody get your tin hats. Come on. Tinfoil hats for everybody.
That there is a way to break out of this like system. There is a
Why are you closing your eyes? Are you trying to get away from feeling judged? From accountability? Not wanting to be seen? Is that why you want to go from, 39,000 followers on Facebook to 3,000? Because you're tired of being held accountable? Okay.
way to like actually be free. But when you rely on the government, you rely on, all these other aspects of your life, you're just so easily controlled and you'll never break free and be truly happy. So it starts with food. Yeah, dude, milk is great, especially raw milk, raw honey. If you look at the biblical diet, it's actually pretty dope. Not
What is the biblical diet? What are you pushing raw milk, biblical groceries, if you will? By the way, the CDC warns against raw milk because it can carry bacteria like E. coli, salmonella, and listeria. Pasteurization was a major breakthrough. And I know you guys probably know this, but before pasteurization, raw milk spread things like tuberculosis, typhoid fever, typhoid fever, diphtheria, and brucellosis. Pasteurization was a public health breakthrough that saved lives. What even are biblical groceries? The biblical diet? Did they mention diet and nutrition in the Bible? That's not me making fun of Christians. I'm just saying, is that like a book he read? Not the Bible, but like the biblical diet? What even? I should have looked that part up ahead of time. Hold on. What is the biblical diet? Let's see what the Google says. The biblical diet. Okay. The biblical diet refers to the dietary guidelines outlined in the Bible, primarily in the Old Testament book of Leviticus. It emphasizes consuming whole, unprocessed foods and avoiding certain foods considered unclean. Leviticus, okay, as far as I didn't know this. Did y'all know this? Have you heard of this? Is it vegan free? Leviticus lists specific animals and seafood that are considered clean. i.e., cattle, sheep, poultry, fish with fins and scales, and unclean, pork, shellfish, and crustaceans. The Bible encourages the consumption of a variety of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. So, whole foods, building a complete plate. Okay. Healthy fats, olive oil, nuts, and seeds are considered healthy fats. Meat consumption, clean meat. So anything but pork, shellfish, and crustaceans, allegedly, according to this on Google. Dairy, milk, cheese, and yogurt from clean animals, as opposed to dirty animals, are allowed. The Bible mentions wine and beer in moderation. The biblical diet does not specify restrictions on processed food or artificial ingredients, although it emphasizes natural foods. Some interpretation of the biblical diet, also includes fasting and other spiritual practices. Okay. It's important to note that the biblical diet is not a one-size-fits-all approach to nutrition and may vary depending on individual interpretations and cultural context. Okay. Where did this come from? Oh God, that's a whole rabbit hole I'm not ready for. Okay. Yeah, what is a clean animal versus a dirty animal? Yeah, anyways, let's keep going.
Sure, if you saw that. The rabbit hole is very much steep.
Indeed. It's making my eye twitch. My eye is twitching.
That's all I heard is like, it starts with food.
No, that was from Google.
I don't care. I don't care about you.
But if you're watching this, if you want a practical thing to do, to really know if you're going to lose weight, which is hard. And look, it's not easy. It's hard going from eating 3,000 calories a day without you knowing to dropping your calories to 1,800 to 1,700 calories. That's really hard. And it's not going to be easy. You're going to have cravings. Like you're changing.
What did he just say? I'm sorry. I was. Hold on.
That's really hard. And
I don't care about you.
Did he forget he was live there? What was that little? Was he like dancing? Was it a rave move? Shout out to all the ravers.
If you want a practical thing to do,
Practical.
to really know if you're going to lose weight, which is hard. And look, it's not easy. It's hard going from eating 3,000 calories a day without you knowing to dropping your calories to 1,800 to 1,700 calories. That's really hard.
Okay.
And it's not going to be easy. You're going to have cravings.
So maybe don't do that drastic of a calorie deficit and start slowly for sustainable weight loss. I know that's a hot take, right?
It's like you're changing. Things are happening. You're moving into a different lifestyle. It's not going to be easy. It's not like I'm stepping more into my faith. It's not easy. It's not easy for me to always get up for church on Sundays. Sometimes I don't feel like it. Sometimes I feel like I'm losing my grasp with my Christianity. I'm not. I'm staying disciplined. I know there's factors that play a part of that are pulling me away, and I'm trying to get back because it's just my old habits and my old energy that's like I'm trying to revert back to. But stay disciplined, stay true to yourself, and don't be fearful. Step into that and watch how much you'll thrive and watch how much you'll change. But yeah, dude, raw milk, raw honey, sourdough bread. I mean, a lot of that is good.
I have been making some sourdough. Have y'all been following my stories? I've been making a sourdough. What? A sourdough sandwich loaf of bread for sandwiches. I don't remember what else I made, but you should follow me on Instagram because that's where I'm putting all of the stuff that I'm making.
When it comes to
not
worrying about ingredients, which I wish there was a supermarket called the Biblical Grocery Store, which I might invent that now that I said that. So
you might invent that? With what money, Eric?
We just sell literally. Wouldn't that be a good idea? We just sell
It's a marketing gimmick. Peddling to Christians. That's not okay.
Food items that were biblically driven for people.
Oh my God.
Sourdough. sourdough bread. Maybe we can get Marsha in this and like get her on there with the sourdough bread, raw milk, raw honey.
We need a farm. What we need.
Yeah, we don't eat, and look. There's a lot of food. Calories are calories, though. What I was saying is like when you can figure out. I'm kind of jumping all over the place because I have so much to talk about, and I could talk about this forever because I'm very intellectual when it comes to.
It's like the second or third time he said he's intellectual. You could be intellectual and still be spreading misinformation, as we're seeing here today.
Fitness and health, and I hop on these coaching calls with my clients, and I really help them. And I don't feel attacked when y'all say I'm uneducated. I know I'm very much educated, and I'm trying to overlay that to y'all.
Sounds like you need to retake the courses. I think you skipped over some chapters.
Feel attacked, but I'm not trying to attack you. I'm trying to help you.
I think you're feeling attacked with good reason because you're spreading misinformation, as I've already stated several times. Yeah,
But
it's
figure
very
out,
genetical.
like I said, your basal metabolic rate. If you have
Well, you gotta
a
wait all
medical
out for
condition
probably-
where it is changing your hormones in your body, times that by 20 to 30%. Then you're gonna use that number and subtract it from your BMR. And let's just
Paging the ISSA. Paging the ISSA. We need to have a conversation. Actually, I should say we should continue this conversation.
say add another, and then add 500 back to that. There's probably an easier way to do that. But that should be roughly how many calories you should be eating daily.
You're giving this advice and you're not taking in their activity levels. You're not taking in their height and weight. You're not taking in their goals. You're just giving blanket advice and telling people to subtract 20 to 30% of their calories from their BMR. The amount of calories that your body needs to survive and function at rest.
That's just a rough number. And stay consistent with that. Stay disciplined. And if you say, hey, I've tried the calorie deficit, it's not working. One, you probably didn't do it for long enough. Two, you probably weren't in a calorie deficit. Again, our food is tricky, so you got to know where you're getting like hidden calories from. So there's a lot of variables that play a part in this. But if you're in a true calorie deficit, you will lose weight, guys. It's your passion, yeah, dude. Yes, I go to church because I'm a broken man, I'm a sinner, and I want to be better. I couldn't agree with you more, but
I mean, start with being truthful online instead of fear-mongering people and spreading misinformation. Talking about the calories in, calories out thing that he's mentioning and trying to make it seem like it's a very simple thing. He is oversimplifying all of this. The NIH confirms that sleep, stress, hormones, genetics, and medications all impact weight. Pretending it's only math blames people unfairly. If weight loss feels harder than it should, that doesn't mean that you failed. It means that your body is complex. And that's normal because all bodies are different.
yes.
Also, I'd like to say that this isn't this is an education, contrary to what he probably wants people to think. This is engagement farming through rage baiting. He's made 5 different pieces of content that I have seen. I haven't checked today because I was focused on this. Using the same kind of bait, if you will. And it's always the same kind of formula. He posts, people react. Kelsey fights for him in the comments. He's now started, I'm hearing, to defend himself in the comments. This is a grift. It's not guidance.
But I thought I would go live with that because I've wanted to just, I like clearing the air. You know, I'm not saying these things to hurt anyone's feelings. I just want to speak my truth and tell
Uncle
you
B.
that it's not Uncle B. It's actually Brandon and Brittany. Remember they got you the alien?
Okay, done with that because I think he just talks to Kelsey Rae's son. Okay, this is the part where it's time for us to take action. Let's talk about ISSA and their Code of Ethics. The ISSA Code of Ethics says that trainers must do no harm, provide evidence-based guidance, respect client dignity, stay within your scope of practice, and Eric violates every single one of these. He is using unsafe calorie math, which violates the do no harm part of their Code of Ethics, denies medication and their side effects, or denying that medication has side effects. That is not evidence-based. Again, breaking their code of ethics. Calling obesity or PCOS a choice disrespects dignity. Calling doctors legal drug dealers, or agreeing with somebody in the comments that said that doctors are legal drug dealers, is way outside of his scope, amongst many other examples on this live. This isn't just bad content, it's direct violations. Here's where I think it's important for us all to contact ISSA. If you are as concerned as I am, you should email support@issaonline.com. I do have information linked in the video description with what you should say, what you should send. So check that out. I also have their phone number in case you want to call them, which I think is also important, because this type of behavior is extremely harmful. People are going to get hurt. People are going to, I don't want to elaborate. People are going to get hurt, as I've been saying for months. So here's the bottom line. This is not just embarrassing. This is beyond dangerous. For somebody that's certified through ISSA to spread this information that is actually misinformation, it's completely unacceptable. I do also, before we head on out today, I want to thank Debbie again for sponsoring today's video. If you want to go check them out, you can go to joindebbie.com. I have it linked in the video description, and I will have a pinned comment up shortly. And they help you pay down debt faster and smarter. If you want more, check out the Pruvit playlist, the unethical influencer playlist, all the playlists that I have listed in the video description. And please, if you would, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this out to somebody that needs to hear this, and turn on your notifications. And seriously, you guys, if you are looking for somebody that isn't going to subtract 30% from your BMR, because what the hell even is that? That's not science, that's crash dieting. And you are looking for, I got ahead of myself, and you're looking for a trainer, you can go to my website, or you can click on this QR code and it'll take you right to my website. This was atrocious. If you are a member or you would like to become a member, click the join button, because right after this, we're going to go into the after party. I have so much to say. I know y'all do too. It's a little bit less filtered. It's a smaller group. We're probably going to talk a lot about nutrition and what we just saw. And I want to leave you guys with this. Nutrition and fitness should build you up, not break you down. Don't waste your time on some bro trainer like Eric, who's inventing starvation math and setting people up to get hurt. If you're living with medication side effects, PCOS, hypothyroidism, or any other condition that makes the journey harder, just know that you are stronger than you realize. And the more he shouts and puts out content using the same tired strategy of fear-mongering people and hoping that they hire him as their trainer, the weaker he looks. And you know what, Eric? I love that for you. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. And if you're a member, I'll see you in the after party. Bye, everybody.